Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Hopefully, everybody went out and got a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something. And now we're back ready to start the next section. And the next section is actually, I think it's on me, the next section. And we're going to take you and give you a bit of a, not really a demonstration, but an example of Atlas and what to expect with Atlas next year. So with that, I am going to share my screen. Second here. Hopefully everyone can see that okay. So we're going to take a look at Atlas, and before we get going to actually take a look at it, I just wanted to talk a bit about the why. And over the past few years, one of the first things when I came into STEMconnector was I could see some of the customers and some of the people like Amy and Ted, people who've been there for a long time, were talking about a job board. And the idea of a job board that really focuses in on STEM jobs and STEM opportunities. And we know that there is a big and growing need for STEM talent. I think all of us can see that. And we can also see that for those of you like me who are a little bit older, when I applied for jobs way back when, I might have applied for one or two jobs and I'd have got replies from people, and I might have had, one or two interviews and, probably got one of the jobs. Maybe it was slightly bigger than that. But what I see today is I see young people sending out their resume to 100 jobs that they haven't really read the descriptions of, and they get no replies back. So it's becoming this volume game. We know there's a lot of bots looking at the jobs, and people are getting cut out even before there's an opportunity. So we feel that there is a better way to help young people move from school and college into careers, particularly in STEM. And we've created this platform called Atlas, and that's what we're going to show you about. So who is it for? Well, it's really for college school students, high school students that have an interest in STEM and pursuing a STEM career. It's for STEM-fueled organizations and corporations that need talent. And it's also really to help career development groups at universities and colleges, all of them are looking to try and help students find meaningful internships and job placements. So let's take a look. So the first thing I'm showing you here is, and these are screens taken from Atlas. I decided not to risk the demo wars of trying to do a live demo during a live summit, but we are happy to show you this in anytime you guys want. So these are screenshots of and taken and put into a computer frame of Atlas. So this is Atlas here, showing you how you're basically visualizing jobs on a map. The map is showing me a number of different opportunities around me. I can move the map. So maybe I'm a student going to college in a particular area, but I won't actually be staying in that area. I would like to move somewhere else, or I'd like to explore jobs in different regions. If you can see here, we have a search bar. We're using the same search technology that you use when you're using Amazon. So it's an incredibly robust search program. And you can also filter the map, and I can see just companies, so I can get an idea of companies. I can see jobs, all the jobs, which would include internships, mentorships, and other things on the map. Posts, maybe there are some people have posted job fairs or other career development opportunities on the map. And I can also find people who are, students who want to put themselves out there and say, hey, I'm open to a position. This is what I do. Now, just wanted to show you this. It is global. The technology is, we're using AWS as the backbone technology here. And it's global access. So for companies that are international, this technology can work across the globe. It can also allow students to find jobs in other countries and apply for them if appropriate. So posting a job, jobs, we can scrape jobs from individual sites, but you can also post jobs directly onto the map. And your job could be a paid job, an internship, a mentorship, it could be working hours, it could be shadow hours, it can be different types of things. You put in the company name, the category, and so on. And then here's the bit down here that we think is exciting. We've added this section now because I think in the new world, you know, we saw earlier 44% of people are working from home 5 days a week. How much is a candidate expected to be on location? It's no longer remote versus non-remote. So really trying to give people an idea of what level of work, remote work is being looked for in the job. And then your company, an individual, anyone looking to employ somebody can have an organizational video. So that might be a bit about, hey, what it's like to work here, a day in the life of an engineer here. And also the hiring manager can put up a personal video about what they're looking for. These are just some options. We're trying to make it so it's very fast and easy for you to be able to see candidates and review them, and also share, being able to, if I'm looking for candidates and I see a few that look promising, I want to share them with other individuals in my corporation, because we know it's no longer sitting around a table discussing candidates. Candidate review is often remote, and giving you the ability to meet the candidates. And what we mean by that is when you look at this generation, they are very, very familiar and very adept at video. So we're giving the candidates the ability to, if they choose to, put in a short 15-30-second video about themselves and why they want this particular job. And I think you can see that allows people to tell their stories. You know, it's going from the very traditional piece of paper, official cover letter. This really allows you to bring out the story, which, you know, your story could be, you know, I was pursuing a career in engineering, and then under the pandemic, my children needed more time, so I had to go home. That's why you see a gap, but I'm committed to this. And, you know, I really am keen to get back into the world of engineering, and I'd love to apply for your job. So it allows you to put a little bit more about yourself, about your experience, why this means something to you. And I think you get away from the bit where you're getting 100 resumes just come flying out. We also, on the career development side, there is a career development dashboard where career development folks can look at the jobs, look at the internships out there, and then they could find jobs and internships and then send them to students or to individuals. So they may be going around, see some internships that look promising for their engineering department, and they can refer that to their engineering department. Any of the students on the engineering department can then see those opportunities. You've also got the situation where in career development, they can refer a student. So that works two ways. They can refer a student, they can refer a a job that they see or an internship they see. And we're also looking at, just like we think the video introduction is going to replace the cover letter, there's also the potential here for, as a student myself, I had cover letters from my university professors saying how brilliant they were, just how I fooled them, pulled the wool over their eyes. But I had these letters when I went out. We can see this being a video review from a professor or from somebody in the career development to speak on the behalf of the student who's applying as well. So those are some of the things that are coming out. I think, you know, as I said, mentioned earlier, we're looking at this as very much trying to meet this Generation Z where they are. They're very mobile adapt, and they're very used to using video. So Atlas has a mobile interface as well as the web interface. You know, I think it's really useful. The mapping is really useful when you look at a lot of HBCUs are out there in rural areas and there aren't the jobs there, but it allows the student to be able to look around and find the jobs, find where the jobs are that they want to do. So think of it a bit like a Zillow for jobs. This is why we think this will work. I think within STEMconnector, and connector is the key word here, we've got this collaboration of students, universities, corporations, and organizations that all have one thing in common, really, STEM. And that's what this network is about. So by bringing together the universities, the students who need the opportunities, the internships, the shadow hours, the work, with the corporations who need to fill those positions, we think this is going to be a pretty good match. So in terms of our launch plans, we're looking to launch this in March of next year. There'll be a web app for corporations, organizations, colleges, and a mobile app for students. It will be open to colleges, corporations, and individual students. In January and February, we're going to start loading up jobs on the map and internships and opportunities on the map. And we are really interested in working with a few innovators, early adopters, people who would like to kind of work with us to see how the technology is, give us feedback, help us improve the technology before the March release. So if any of you today are interested in maybe being part of our innovator group testing and giving us this feedback, can you please let Ted or Amy know, because we'd love to have you on board for this. But that's it for me today on Atlas. Just wanted to show you that. We're incredibly excited about it. I was thinking of demoing it live, but then figured we'd show you the screen so you can kind of get an idea of what's coming. It is working, we're finalizing things. So we're very excited and very excited to be launching it in March of next year. So with that, thank you for your time on that one. And I am going to hand back over to Ted.